Hi, I'm Jennifer from the South Valleys Library. In honor of Women's History Month, I would like to tell you about Hazel Scott, a musician and film television star who used her celebrity to fight against discrimination. A musical prodigy, Hazel Scott was born in Port of Spain, Trinidad in 1920 and moved to New York City at the age of 4. By the time she was 8, she was attending the Juilliard School on scholarship, and by her teens, she was an accomplished pianist and singer, performing in jazz clubs and hosting her own radio show. She soon moved on to performing at Carnegie Hall, in Broadway revues, and earning commercial recording contracts. Recordings of her Bach to Boogie repertoire, where she added her own jazz stylings to classical compositions, broke nationwide sales records. As Scott's popularity grew, she used her star power to speak out politically. She was one of the first Black performers to refuse to appear in front of a segregated audience, asking, "Why would anyone come to hear me and refuse to sit beside someone just like me?" When she began to appear in Hollywood films, she demanded and received equal pay and refused to accept subservient roles in which Black actors were commonly cast. In 1950, Scott became the first Black performer to have her own nationally syndicated television show. But just as the Hazel Scott Show was getting off the ground, she was accused of being a communist and called to testify before the infamous House Un-American Activities Committee. Because the accusations were false, she voluntarily appeared before the committee. Unfortunately, although she effectively defended herself, just being called to testify ruined her career. A few weeks later, her show was canceled and all professional opportunities seemed to dry up. Throughout the rest of her life, she continued to perfect her musical styling, performing for a small but dedicated fan base, both in the US and abroad. Scott died in 1981 of pancreatic cancer. Hazel Scott paid a deep price for speaking out about what she knew was right, but her commitment to her principles inspired countless others to demand equality, and her example paved the way for better opportunities in the entertainment industry for people of color. Some fun facts about Hazel Scott. As a baby, Scott used to scream when her mother's piano students would hit wrong notes, an early indicator of her perfect pitch and natural ear for music. The music teacher who conducted her Juilliard audition called her a genius and arranged for the 8-year-old to attend as his private student, even though the standard admission age at the time was 16. On the set of The Heat Is On, starring Mae West, she staged a 3-day strike over costumes Black actors were asked to wear that she felt were demeaning. She won the argument and the costumes were changed. In 1955, she recorded Relaxed Piano Moods with Charlie Mingus and Max Roach, an album now considered one of the most important jazz recordings of the 20th century. You can find more information on Hazel Scott in the books Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls by Elena Favilli and Rad American Women A to Z by Kate Schatz, and in our EBSCO database Master File Complete. These titles and more are listed on the resource page linked to this post and on our virtual events webpage. Join us all month long for programs featuring powerful women in history you should know. Our virtual events calendar can be found at washoccountylibrary.us/events. Thank you so much.